In this episode, I'm going to walk you through how we installed our shower valves and our two niches inside our hip wall for our shower in our master bathroom remodel. We use these highly accurate engineered plans of Sharpie and cardboard to draw it out. So my wife is kind of a visual person. So I did this so she could see what I was talking about and we can make decisions. So these are the plans we're going to be working off for the rest of the video. We're also going to run our lines underneath up to our main lines where it comes out of the hot water heater, to our traditional and our rain shower heads that we're going to install. That's why we're going with two shower valves. Now we're going to start with a treated bottom plate, and we're going to use pilot holes and screws to put this all together. Just the stronger we can make it, the less movement this will have, and we're going to find some other ways to anchor this down. We're going to be using a concrete anchor right here and bolting it directly to our slab to help with the rigidity so that hopefully this doesn't flex much. But also our jetted tub's going to have a frame that's going to connect to this, and it's going to add to the strength. So we should have no problem with this moving around. I'm just going to be referring to my engineered plans to make sure I'm building this to how we agreed upon, and then do a test fit here, make sure everything's lining up, and then also start with some holes for our supply lines that are going to be for our shower valves. So for our concrete anchor, I'm going to be using this bracket for this outside edge just to bolt it down to the floor to make it a little bit stronger, so we should have less movement on this outside. And we're just checking it, plumbing it up, making sure everything's going to be where we want it. With our wall set in place where we're going to install it, I did some measurements, and lo and behold, the geometry is not perfect on my bathroom. What I figure is my tub side is going to be less forgiving, so we'll make that one as close as possible to square, and then on the shower side we'll just use our tile to make up any differences over there, which it's not even much. I think it's only like a 1/4 inch. With all that decided, we'll go ahead and start finishing framing out our hip wall, get our dividers in and everything for our niches and where our valves are going to go. And then I'll put some holes in it for our supply lines that are going to be coming up to our valves. And don't forget to remove the screws you already put in, because I've never hit a screw I put in with a drill bit. And don't forget to refer back to your engineered plans for reference of where each of these shelves are supposed to go. Now it's time for another test fit. And we did screw it to the stud in our wall, and this thing's pretty sturdy, and we ain't even connected it to the concrete yet. Now our supply lines and it only shows one here, but 2 shower head returns. I'm just using some of these 90-degree brackets that help you make your bend without using a connector, and it keeps it from kinking. I didn't get any video because I did it out in my driveway so that they would be nice and warm, so it was easier to make the bends. Now I went ahead and tightened down our bracket into our concrete anchor. I left this off just so it was easier to wiggle this around and tip it to get my supply lines fished up into it. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark my hot with some electrical tape on both ends, just so I can keep that separate and know which one's which. Now to set up our valves, we're going to use some brass fittings, and I'm going to be using some Teflon tape, like about 5 wraps of that, and also some pipe dope. Being that they're in the wall, I don't want to have any problems in the future, so I don't want to skimp out on any of this. We're mounting our valves to these wooden brackets that I made. I just used 1/2 inch ply instead of a 2x4. That way I could notch out a little area in the back right there so we could put our return line down the back, just to save some room in this compartment that's already going to be tight where we're going to put our valves. Then it dawned on me I didn't have anything for the back of our niches to attach our backer board to. So I went and cut a piece of plywood, and I made it a 1/2 inch short so it'd be up off the bottom, because it is regular ply instead of being treated, just so we didn't have the moisture sucking up from the concrete. And I attached it to the front temporarily just so I can mark it from the back where everything was inside. And we'll put it on this side when we're done, and then I'll see where I can screw it all in. And we'll just put that aside for now. We're going to go ahead and start plumbing in our double valves into this little compartment. And I'm going to get them lined up so that we can just plumb them in place temporarily, and then with our crimping tool pull this out and crimp it all together and put it in as one big unit. And this is just where I'm dry fitting some fittings to make sure everything's going to clear. And this is where I notice it's not. We made this too narrow. So I'm going to stare at it pretty hard, hoping that it actually moves and makes more room. It didn't. I guess our engineered plans lied to us. They said it would fit. It doesn't. So we're going to move this end of the niche, or the top niche, over and give us about 2 more inches. That just means I'm only going to be able to have 3 bottles of shampoo instead of 4. Now we do another test fit, and it looks like it's going to work out just right. And when I was looking down at this, I decided to change from having 4 small holes to having 1 big hole. So we just broke out our 3-inch hole saw. Now don't forget to remove those screws, because I've never hit screws with my hole saw blade before. I could get through the top one by cutting from the top and the bottom, but my hole saw is not very deep, so I just did the bottom one once and then broke everything out and then finished it off. Now when you screw these back in, make sure your screws don't go through to where your pipe's going to be. I had to reorientate this one just so it wasn't sticking out. We went ahead and built some new mounting blocks for our valves, because they were going to have to be about 2 inches wider. And I just find the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and secure them. We went and temporarily mounted these to the front of this opening so that I could work on my plumbing a lot easier and get it dry fit. And then we'll remove them and crimp everything with our crimp tool and put it all in as one unit. One of the other things I thought to do was grab my bezels. Now, since how it didn't work left to right, I'm hoping up and down my bezels will clear each other. Spoiler alert, they don't. And I'm pretty sure here's where I went wrong. I wanted to move them both up just so I could have them as high up on this wall as I could. And I'm pretty sure that I meant to move them up the same amount, but I guess I didn't. So we'll have to cross that road here in a little bit. And I was even measuring them and checking and making sure. Yep, double check. Yeah, plenty of room. Nope. No, there ain't. Even after getting these mounted where I wanted, I measured a bunch of times, left, right, up and down, spacing. I even broke out the laser level to make sure they were in line, so when we finish this, they're not crooked or anything. I don't want that to show up at the end. And now we just start piecing together all of our lines. I did start crimping any of them I could get to while it was mounted here. And then I'll pull it out and get the last couple, and then we're putting it all in as one unit. Now that that's installed, we're going to work on our shower head returns from the back side. Didn't quite have enough room, so I had to remove one of the screws that it was mounting with, and I cut out our plywood back here just to give myself a little bit more room so that these returns would lay pretty comfortable. With all that done, it laid in there real nice. I would have to angle the returns on the back a little bit because they do stick out about 1/8 of an inch farther than the back, which that was easy to overcome. And this here is the part where I realized I messed up. I did try a couple of different ways to get these spread apart. I used a couple of clamps because in my mind, this should have worked. Before I made it any worse, I decided to just give up and remove it and extend the 2 connector pieces between the valves. It actually was a lot easier to do this than I thought it would be. Usually I use like a die grinder or a Dremel tool to cut through that ring, but in this I just used my multi-tool. It worked out pretty good. I didn't care about the pipe or the ring, just as long as my fitting didn't get messed up. Here's a close-up of how we cut that, and you can use a screwdriver to spread it to give you more room, or some pliers just to rip it off there. And the fitting is untouched, so we can just reuse it and now reinstall our shower valves. Now that everything's secure, we'll check to make sure our bezels have plenty of clearance. They're looking real good. Time to connect all of our lines in the bottom using a bunch of elbows. Our traditional shower head, we just went and installed it at 80 inches and centered it on our shower with our drain. And now we're moving to the ceiling to mark out and drill a hole for our rain shower head, making sure it's in line with our drain and actually just directly above it and with our other shower head and valves. Now I just put 1 screw in the fitting for my rain shower head, and that way I could line up my pipe over to the hole that's coming through my top plates. And I just use a 2x4 that was more than long enough to stretch over 2 of my rafters, so I can just screw it in from the top and not have to worry about everything once I'm up in the attic. Now that we're up in the attic, I gotta go way over there to install all this, so some of this film might not be the greatest. I'll try to do the best I can. Well, here we found our hole for our shower, our rain shower head. So we're just gonna line up our test fitting, and then now it's just gonna lay over the top of our rafters, and we're gonna go ahead and screw it in to secure it to there. And then we run our pipe over to where it's coming up through our top plate and connect our elbow. Actually worked out pretty good. We're just gonna throw our insulation back over it and then head on down. Now just double checking to make sure I brought all my tools back down that I went up with, because I've never lost something and found it in my attic weeks later. With our rain shower head fitting installed and secure, all there's left to do is put in a coupling to connect it to where it comes from our valve. And voila, we are done with this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode when we continue our plumbing and our master bathroom remodel.